There's tons of different diets out there and lifestyle changes and nutrition programs. And I get lots of questions of, what do you think of this one? Or is this one good? Or this one seems different. Should I do it? And of course, I could spend time reviewing all of these different diets, but I thought it might be good to just talk about some red flags. And what I mean by that is if they're doing these things, it's probably not a good program to start or do. Now, number one is of course going to be if it cuts out any foods, meaning if it's telling you you can't eat carbs or you can't eat sugar, or if it has a list of foods that you're not allowed to eat, that's probably not going to be a good program for you. Number two is actually if it's selling you its own food. And what I mean by that is if it has a bar or a smoothie or a shake or something that's part of its program and they say that like, oh yeah, you should really buy this because it's only going to help, but it's their brand, also probably a problem. There's no reason that you need any sort of specific supplement or bar or shake in order to meet your goals. And if a program is telling you that that's what you have to do in order to be successful, not helpful. Number three, and this one's a little bit controversial, but hear me out, is if it's selling you a meal plan. Now, I have some problems with meal plans, and here's why. It's one thing for someone to give you some structure to your day and help you figure out some options for breakfast, lunch, dinner. That, yes, I guess technically is a meal plan, but that's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is some of these programs that say like, okay, here are your 3 options for breakfast, here are your 3 options for lunch, and here are your 3 options for dinner, and you have to do that every single day. Or even some of those programs that are like, this is what you're gonna eat Monday, this is what you're gonna eat Tuesday, this is what you're gonna eat Wednesday. Those aren't helpful. Those kinds of really rigid meal plans really don't teach you how to actually fuel your body. And you become dependent on this meal plan. And inevitably what happens is if you fall off of the meal plan or you run out of that food or whatever, there's kind of this like, oh, well, what do I do instead, right? And then of course, once the meal plan or that, let's say it's 12 weeks or whatever is over, you're like, well, what now? Right? Because you weren't educated on how to actually make these choices for yourself. Instead, you were dependent on someone else's decisions and you just followed this list. And again, you didn't learn how to fuel your body. Now, the last one, number 4, would be if it tells you to make a drastic change or frankly, even make a change based on a scale weight. So as you know, I don't actually think that you should weigh yourself. I don't think it's the best marker of success when it comes to your food. But what I do think is some of these programs tell you that you should be weighing yourself every day or every week or whatever. And then what they tell you is if you see it go up, you should make a change with your food. Red flag. The reason being is because remember, any sort of weight loss is going to be really, really slow. And frankly, that weight loss is not going to be linear. It's not just going to be this trajectory down. That's unrealistic. It's not how our bodies work. Our bodies fluctuate with weight all of the time, and you shouldn't make any drastic change just because you stepped on the scale this week and it was 2 or 3 pounds higher, right? That could be a lot of things, and frankly, it's probably a fluid shift. So these 4 things are huge red flags with any program. Remember, what's important is you need to ask yourself this question. Am I willing to do this for the rest of my life? Or maybe not even willing, am I able to do this for the rest of my life? And I know that that seems like a really dramatic question to ask, but seriously, if you're going to make a change with your nutrition or your exercise or your lifestyle in general, it should be something that you're able to do forever. It shouldn't be something that's 12 weeks. It shouldn't be something that's even 6 months. It shouldn't be something that's not sustainable because exactly that. It's not going to be sustainable. You may see some immediate change, but it's going to backfire in the end. So make sure it's something that you're willing to do for the rest of your life. Thanks for being here, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.